Hi. How you doing?
Good. I have a question. How long does it take you to like get in character when you're doing Luffy?
I get asked that a lot. I'm not so much a method actor. Like there are some people who do this work who are very into building sort of a readiness, a mental readiness for whatever they're walking into the booth for. I typically walk into the booth, see what's happening, and snap into it. And otherwise, I'd get kind of in my head. And I don't know if any of you are actors out there, but there's a way that you can kind of get too intellectual about something and plan things out. And then there's no spontaneity in it, and you're not able to make any interesting choices. So I tend to just walk right in and see. We're lucky enough that in dub work we get to see what's happening and get attached to it that way. So yeah, not a lot.
Very impressive for like the voice ranges that you do.
Thank you.
Just want to say thank you.
Thank you. As a director, the answer would be different.
Hi there. So, considering the sheer number of One Piece episodes, does Funimation think they're going to keep doing dubbing for years into the future? It seems like it'd take quite a long time to cover it all.
Man, I will do it as long. They have to burn the building down to get me out. I will do it as long as they will buy it, and they will buy it as long as you will buy it. So that's the key. Is as DVD sales slip, which is a thing that happens with long-running shows. That's when they start to look at whether or not they want to keep buying an expensive show, and One Piece is pretty expensive, so buy the DVDs and you secure my future. Think of it as putting $1 in my pocket.
I also wanted to ask, do you do all of your reads alone, or do you ever do interaction with other casts?
We do them all alone, and
Okay.
that would be different if I was doing video games in LA, but even the video games we do in Texas, it's one person in the booth at a time. So that's where the director really steps in and takes charge.
Mm-hmm.
The ADR director or the director of the video game, our job is to make sure that it sounds like an actual conversation that's taking place with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people in the same room, and it's always just one.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hiya.
Hey.
I like your beanie.
Oh, thanks. So my question is, did you cry during Wolf Children?
So much.
Oh my God.
There are only 2 things I could answer yes to, and that is one of them. Yes, I was pregnant, heavily pregnant, while I was recording that movie, and it was all about my babies. And so the whole time, yeah, anytime somebody cries, I cry. But she was crying about her baby, and so I was just going. I actually have. I know a lot of times you guys would love for us to be crying with our characters as we're recording it, but it turns out that sounds really bad on the microphone. So she's one of those characters where I was trying to stop crying so that I could record without it sounding snotty and gross. Because snotty and gross is different on a microphone. It's like hits and pops, and it sounds mechanical, and it ends up not sounding actually organic and real because it's too real. So yeah, I had to take a minute. That movie's so awesome.
Who's your favorite character that you voiced so far? Like, I don't know how to
My favorite character, in just anime?
just anime in general.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably go with Luffy because I'm so close to him. Like it's been so long, and I know him so well, and I think he's so funny. And to have a show that's that ongoing and have me not be tired of it yet, that's saying something about how good the show is and how much I like the character. But having said that, if there were one character that I could pick that would just keep going forever, it would be Momiji in Good Luck Girl, and she only had 1 season. So if they could just make more of that, I would do that every day for the rest of my life. Hi.
If you found out that one of your kids could turn into an animal, would you prefer it to be? Would you prefer
He's at the hotel right now, and he already does.
Would you prefer it to be a cat or a dog?
This is a really funny question because he does that all morning long. Like he just switches back and forth between being a cat and a dog and a zombie, but you couldn't know that. So I guess I'm gonna say a cat, even though I prefer dogs.
I'm a cat person, so.
I'm a dog person, but I'm gonna say cat because I'd rather have a child who's a cat. Because dogs are dumber. Go away, mosquito. Go away. And they are like more annoying, yippee, yip, 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 that kind of thing. And cats are just like chill on their own.
More independent.
Yeah, I'll take more independent from a kid.
diapers.
Yeah, there you go.
Do it for you.
Yes. Let's talk about that some other time.
Hey, okay, so I don't have really a question, but I want you to say something. So since you boys Gohan and Luffy, can you please say gum gum kamehameha for me, please?
No microphone needed.
Gum gum kamehameha!
Hurt me. That headache was on you. I usually get paid for that headache. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
If you're not watching My Hero Academia, you should be watching My Hero Academia.
My question was, how much fun is it to work on My Hero Academia?
So much fun. It's my favorite series that I've ever. It's my favorite anime series. It beat out Steins Gate just recently.
Did it beat Fairytale?
Yes.
What?
Handily. But I think it's just the most. It's a little stressful because I love it so much that I'm really worried about it being perfect. So my actors can attest that it's a little stressful. But yeah, it's my favorite show I've ever directed.
Can I give you this?
I like things. Thank you. It's a little love note, you guys. I'll tell you how it goes later.
Were you in Sekiway?
I was.
Oh, that's awesome. You're the smartest character in Sekiway.
I am.
And you should have won.
I should have. I like my glasses.
One last thing. I would like to give you a book.
I like
I'm an independent
things.
writer. I write action anime style novels. I
Ah.
think you'll really enjoy it.
That's actually
I'd like to
totally
give you
right up
that.
my alley, so thank you.
Alexander!
I get a free.
I signed to Monkey D. Scarlet, so I couldn't sign
Aw, I
this one.
love it. Thank you.
Can I get a quick picture?
Do what?
Take a quick picture.
Oh, we're doing this.
With the book?
With the book. Promo. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Dragon Ball Kai is Dragon Ball Z essentially, right?
Yeah, with all the fluff taken out.
It's partially it's mostly redubbed.
Yes.
It's partially rewritten.
Yeah, it's largely rewritten.
Way to be several years late to that party.
Yes. I'm very thankful that that party started over so that I could be there because it was really sad to come into Funimation and then be like, okay, but our biggest property you're never going to be able to be in because it's already over. So when it opened back up, I was like, oh! Can I do it? Hi.
Oh, I just wanted to know, like, as certain voice actors go, they have like a specific way of recording they prefer. Like, do you like the chase method or like just free going in?
I'm pretty married to the beeps just because that's kind of how I was raised, I'll say, on ADR. So when not everyone's going to know what you're talking about, but when we record ADR dubbing, when your cue is happening, at Funimation you'll hear 3 beeps that let you know that you need to start recording. So it goes beep, 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 start recording. On the 4th imaginary beep is when you go. At places like ADV, which is now Seraphim Films? Sentai. They do the chase method, which doesn't have beeps. You just follow along, and they keep the Japanese in your ear, and you kind of gauge where you start talking with the Japanese, which to me is a little bit more confusing, and it's a little harder to concentrate on perfecting what I do. So I like to listen to the Japanese and then go in with the beeps and record it and get to kind of do it over and over again until it's right.
Hello, so what do you prefer to work on more, voice acting or directing?
I'm gonna say voice acting. A long time ago, it would have been a hardcore voice acting. Directing can go, but I recently fell in love with directing. Recently, I mean the last few years, I fell more in love with directing. So I'm still gonna say voice acting just because it occupies less of your brain.
Yeah, because directing, you have to be like so involved in the
You
show.
really do, and I like being involved in the show, but it's more stressful. Just everything is on you to make sure that everything is perfect. And with voice acting, I can just be like, the director told me to do it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Colleen.
Hello.
So 2 questions. One, they're totally different.
One, can you answer the next question in Luffy's voice, like entirely? Is that
Sure.
possible?
Do you have a second question? Because
Yes.
then I get to answer your question.
That's fine. Yeah, the second question is not related to One Piece though. It's actually, what's your favorite Dragon Ball Z character? Like, who is it and why? It doesn't have to be Z. It can be Dragon Ball Z, Super, even GT. Like, yeah, GT. Yeah, okay.
Hard.
And why?
And why?
Yeah.
That seems like a really personal question, dude.
Mine's Vegeta, if it helps.
You know what? At the moment, I'm gonna say Emperor Pilaf.
Why?
He's so much fun to record with. They're all just funny. I love those scenes. I like being Mai in those scenes with the three of them because it's just kind of low key and fun and comedic relief. And for me, it's a little different experience than you guys. Like you guys, when you're watching it, it's all the fights are really awesome. For me, when I'm recording it, all the fights are really painful. So the comedy's fun.
That's super awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
So with your like really busy schedule, have you ever had the time to meet with like the Japanese side of the production, or even with some of the mangakas of like with like Oda?
I've never met a mangaka. To my knowledge, has Oda come to the States? I don't know that he has. But I have met two of my counterparts, Japanese voice actresses. And then I've met lots of Japanese voice actors and directors and producers from other shows. The last year or two, they've had several of the producers and directors and animators from My Hero come to the States, and I've missed them every time, and it's really sad. But yeah, not any of the big ones. I haven't met Luffy or Riza Hawkeye or anything like that. So.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. I have a couple of questions. One, what's the hardest part about recording as Luffy? Like, is it maintain consistency, energy?
No, consistency. Well, energy is kind of hard. Volume.
Gotcha.
He's loud. He just yells everything. So if he ever goes to Library Island, I'm gonna have a very good week.
Okay. And my Fujoshi friend asked, why'd you take on directing Brothers Conflict?
When you're directing for Funimation, it's more of like, this is the show you're directing.
So they just dropped it on you, basically.
Yeah, that happened, and that's fine. It was fun to work on. I got to work with a lot of my friends.
Okay, then. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Is there any good upcoming voice work we'll be hearing in the future that you could talk about?
Oh. I mean, that's not already out because all of it is simuldubs, you know. So I guess there's one that has not been announced that I can't talk about, and that's not helpful to you. Sakura Quest is ongoing. I'm excited about Drifters the next season. Joan of Arc is a lot of fun to play. But I have been asked recently to stop taking roles this season because I need to concentrate on doing the roles that I already have. So probably not any new roles.
Does One Piece take up like the majority of your time?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. So with how long One Piece is and even doing Fairytale, have you ever felt like burned out, like just like almost like not as inspired to do Luffy or Erza?
I did back when I was. There was a time there when I was voice acting for about 8 hours a day, and then directing for 4 hours a day, and then I would go home and I would write scripts, and then I was also somehow magically line producing. So I was. I don't even know what hours I did that in, but I was producing for several directors, which just means that I found the director, trained them, they were directing, and then I would review all of their stuff. And I was working like 16, 18-hour days and getting really burnt out. So there was a while there where I was a really mean director. So the voice actors who knew me from directing back then really did not like working with me. I was pretty tough. And then B, just kind of burn out as a person. I would just like to veg and do nothing and stare at the wall is how I would decompress. So that's a life lesson. Balance. Balance is good. Money is good, but it's not as good as balance. So yeah, it happens for sure. I'm not at that point now.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
First, I just want to say thank you for mentioning Good Luck Girl, because I love him.
It's so good.
Much. And just...
It was like playing Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask. Kind of, how was it voicing a character that would do like a million parody and shift her voice a million places?
It was so much fun. And I think Joel kind of knew he was going to cast me because he talked to me before the show started. When the auditions were going, he was like, hey, you should come audition for the show. And so I came in the booth, and typically I don't like read the sides even before the audition. You shouldn't do that. You should always read the sides. But I tend to like to cold read and just do it that way. And so I came in and I was about to read the sides, and he was like, oh yeah, she's so much fun. She's kind of like Bugs Bunny. It's like, it's a character that we don't get a lot of women to play these days, and so I can't wait to hear you read. And I was like, I'm gonna go read it. I'll be back. And I left and I actually studied it because I wanted it so badly. Because she's so much fun.
She is, and I also wanted to ask, kind of, in one of the episodes, she just references Luffy.
Yeah, she turns into Luffy and Goku.
So, like, kind of, since you kind of are in both of those shows, kind of, what was your reaction to her just referencing those shows?
I just laughed a lot. We knew it was coming up, though.
And my last question is, recently with My Hero Academia, you guys were able to release a dub episode every day for the first 14 episodes.
I know.
Kind of, how was it, like, being able to, like, what was it working on those episodes, being able to, like, go the whole process?
I love the simuldubs. I know that they're really hard for people. If you're not familiar, simuldubs at Funimation, is anybody not familiar with simuldubs? Okay, I'll talk to you later. So it was a really... I like it because it means that I get to concentrate on one episode at a time and really find the arc and make it perfect and fine-tune it and just feel like the characters really know where they're going from beginning to end. And if you have 12 episodes at a time, you can get lost, especially when you're recording one person at a time. It's like, okay, you didn't see any of these conversations, and neither did I, but we're here now. So it's easier to keep track of. And plus, we get to gauge fan reaction as we go, which is exciting. That's a first for us. That's something we never got before. We'd have to wait for a year for you guys to get something that we worked on and see what the reaction was. But now it's like, I just did this last week. What do you think? And that's awesome. That's so much fun.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
First of all, pleasure to meet you.
You too.
I just want to say I'm a really big fan of probably one of your lesser known roles as the character Isis in the game Smite.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Naja.
That's not even my biggest one in that game.
I know, but it's like one of my favorite things is the laugh you have with Isis, where she just goes like, "Ka-ka-ka-ka," and just starts coughing.
Don't ask me to do it. Don't
I'm not gonna ask you.
Okay. I don't even remember it.
No, I won't do it like that. I had a question that my friend was going to ask, so I'm going to ask for him since he couldn't be here. He wanted to know what it was like for you just screaming your lungs out in the arc in One Piece, like rescuing Ace with Luffy and the gang and everything. He wanted to know, like, just how much of it did it just take out of you because you saw parts where you're just crying and screaming.
Yeah, it's rough. It's that, you know, to be honest, that was not the roughest arc. It feels like it, doesn't it? Like when you're watching it, it really feels like that's the most emotional. But if you actually look at the scenes where Luffy makes noise, when he's the most emotional in those scenes, he doesn't make any noise at all. So I'm not doing anything during that. So I was more emotional as Luffy when I was doing the Going Merry thing. And the Robin stuff.
I was actually saying that he thought that took the most out of you. I was like, really? I feel like Rob Lucci, like the exhaustion and the
yes, that one was harder. And then when chasing Eneru up the damn vine for like 5 episodes, that was hard. And you know, I got tortured in another recent arc. That was hard. The Ace stuff was hard, just knowing it was happening. More as a fan than as a voice actress.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Hi, Colleen.
Hello.
Awesome to see you again.
You too.
So I have a question and a request.
All right.
Okay, my question is, why is it for some voice actors, like such as yourself, you see you primarily with Funimation dubs, but other voice actors like Monica Rial, you see her with Funimation and Sentai film work?
Well, she actually started out at Sentai. She was an ADV voice actor that we stole. She lived in Houston, and then we started hiring her for Funimation, and so she moved to Dallas to do more Funimation stuff, and she goes back to Houston because they know her really well. So it's one of those things that Funimation's just a bigger company and attracts a lot more of, we need more people. So we reach out to people in LA and people in New York and people in Houston. So you'll find a lot of people who do both, but it helps if you know somebody in the area. So she already knew, like Jason Douglas knows people there, and who else? Brittany Karbowski does both. So the people who lived in Houston do a lot more ADV travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And more of like a request, but it's like a challenge. Do you think you could direct all of us into saying something as Luffy?
As Luffy? Let's see. We can't have a "we're gonna be king of the pirates" because that doesn't make any sense at all. So I say we have a "you're gonna be king of the pirates" directed at me because I am. So you're gonna be king of the pirates in Luffy's voice, and it's gonna go, "You're gonna be king of the pirates." You ready? I'm gonna give you beeps, 3 beeps, and then you start. Beep, beep, beep. You're hired.
Hello again.
Yes, I am.
So, I actually have 2 questions. What was the hardest anime you've ever had to voice over? Is the first one.
Probably Ragnarok. I played a goat demon. And she had a whip, and she liked to whip things and laugh and be, her voice was like this. And it hurt. And I started that voice at the same time that I started Luffy. Which is just a mean trick the director played on me.
And for the second question, how closely is Funimation working with Team 4 Star?
We do not have any kind of contracts with Team 4 Star.
You don't? That strikes me as odd.
No.
Hey, Colleen.
Hello.
All right, so first 2 things. First off, do you have any embarrassing stories that have happened to you in the sound booth before? Because I know with the voice of Goku, apparently he farts in the sound booth.
Yeah, that would be Sean.
when
I don't have any of those. I'm trying to think of anything that might be embarrassing. I can't really think of anything. I'll tell you, there's like a weekly occurrence where I walk into a booth that's the wrong booth and just go straight to the mic and somebody has to be like, "You're not in here." Go away. But no, not really. Sorry.
And just lastly, since you voiced Erza Scarlet in Fairytale, what's your favorite armor that she has that you'd like to have?
Oh wait! I have one. I almost threw up when I was pregnant.
Oh no.
I had to record some of One Piece with a trash can because I had morning sickness and I was doing a really hard voice, and poor Joel was out there going, "Please don't do this. Please don't make me do this." And he went and begged the producers to let me stop. And I still did it, but yeah.
Did you take a break?
Yeah. Okay. So, what was the other one?
Oh, since you versed Erza from Fairytale, what's your favorite armor you'd like to have?
If I had to wear it, the one that covers the most.
Right, exactly.
If she's wearing it, I like the Sea Empress armor a lot. But I really like her Flame Empress. I like the simple bandage look thing.
That's really cool. Thank you for coming to Florida.
Thank you for letting me be here. I went to college in Florida, so it's like coming home. Swampy, disgusting home.
Yes, the middle chop.
Okay.
Who would win a battle? Gear Force Luffy or Super Saiyan God Goku?
Oh, that's a rough one. Gear 4th Luffy or Super Saiyan God Goku, who would win a battle? Oh. That's a really good question. Man, you know what? Personally, I want to say Luffy, but I think that's just being personal because I think Super Saiyan God Goku would win. He's beating planets and stuff. I get really big sea creatures, so yeah. No, I think it would be Goku, sadly. Sorry, Luffy. Good question.
Hello again. During the Marineford arc in One Piece, how many times do you think you screamed Ace's name?
I don't even want to wager a guess. That could be a drinking game, right? Man, I don't know. 16? Something like that? 15, 16?
Can you do one for us?
$50.
Well, I'm 20.
Nope. I'll give you an ace.
Okay, that's enough. Also, when are you doing signings today? I'm curious.
Right after this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I'll be here all the rest of the weekend. I'm sorry I'm late this Friday.
Okay, well, so two different questions really. I really love your character Minako from Yuri on Ice.
Thank you. She was fun.
I know, I could tell.
Yeah.
So what did it feel like being a part of Yuri on Ice, and can you tell us if there's going to be a season 3?
I don't know anything. Thankfully, I wouldn't be able to tell you if I did know, but I don't know, so it's easy to say I don't know. I don't know anything about season 3, or wouldn't it be season 2?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no season 2 yet.
I'm way ahead of y'all.
But it was, that show, like, none of us knew what it was going in. We didn't really know what it was going to be. It's amazing, you guys. Yuri on Ice, if you're not watching it, it's really phenomenal. And my sister wrote it. She was the ADR scriptwriter for it. And so it was really fun because Minako is so close to my personality, kind of. It was fun to have her just writing things I would say. And it felt really natural. And Sunny is one of my closest friends, and he was directing, so it felt really good in the booth to just laugh together. And it's really awesome when you're involved in a project that you know that everybody who's involved in it really loves it. Because my sister defends that show. Like, not that people are making fun of it, but she's like, yeah, you can make fun of whatever anime you want to, but not Yuri on Ice.
Nice, yep. And then last question, who is your favorite skater from Yuri on Ice?
Oh, no, I can't answer that because there's one of them here. I can't.
Well, thank you so much.
They would be mad.
Alright, 2 more questions. As an ADR director, what is your thought process on casting for simuldubs like Dimension W or My Hero Academia?
Well, for My Hero, what I did was I read the whole manga and then I cast based on that. I got little snippets of voice, like kind of like trailer amounts of voice for each of the main characters, and that's what I kind of had to base it off of. So I had to go based off of what I knew of their personality in the manga. And I just held auditions and let everybody that I knew, because it was such a big property, I was like, I know everybody wants to audition, everybody can come in. So everybody that I knew and everybody that was on our roster came in and auditioned, and I went from there. And I kind of did a mixture of practical, hopeful, and sort of predictable casting. So you've got the standard. You have Chris Sabat, who we all know is the best person for that role. Let's not joke. And then we've got Justin Briner, who was new. I'd never worked with him before. I was kind of going out on a limb there, but he had a lot of people vouching for him, saying he's going to be fantastic, and he's amazing. So that was kind of the hopeful. And then there was the practical. So the main, all of the cast of the Class 1A, they're all people who work in the Funimation building. Because they have like 6 lines every episode, and I get to just be like, Joel, come here. And it's just very handy and very practical. And we have so many people there who are so good at that job that it's really easy to do that kind of casting. So that's what I did.
Same with Dimension W, right?
No, Dimension W, I think, was cast. I think he had a whole episode to cast that off of. And I think he cast like legacy actors for that for the most part.
Okay, and my second question is, I know a lot of people ask about wanting to become a voice actor and stuff, but what does it take to become a good ADR director? Because that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah. To be a good ADR director, you have to be good at a lot of the components of it, I feel like. Even if you can't act, you need to be able to hear in your mind what a good read would sound like. You need to have a really good basic understanding of what voice matches what face. And then you need to be able to rewrite lines quickly. That's the main one, is being able to rewrite lines quickly. Not that scripts are bad, but just that everybody says things at a different pace. So when a writer writes something, that doesn't mean that an actor is going to say it that quickly or that slowly. So I have to add things and take things away and then be like, oh, the manga actually says this, so we need to get it closer to the manga. So that happens.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys know anything about ADR writing, but the scriptwriter for My Hero Academia, Jeremy Kratz, is one of my favorites. He's amazing. He's really, really great, and we're lucky.
Oh, do you like Pokemon?
I'm not really super familiar with Pokemon.
Okay.
Sorry.
Also, what is your favorite line to say in One Piece?
In One Piece?
Yeah.
My. I'm trying to remember what it is exactly, because it's like it was while he was on Amazon Lily, and she was confused about because she's never seen a man before, and she was confused about him blowing up, and so I think he says something about
His family jewels?
I don't think cooties are real. And as far as the blowing up things go, yeah, let's just say all guys do that.
Thank you.
Hi again. Hi. I have a question for you. Know you played Riza Hawkeye, right?
I did play Riza Hawkeye, yes.
What was probably the mindset of getting into the character?
She was a pretty simple character to get into, although she was really low for me at the time. Right now I can sink down there real quickly because I'm older, but she was pretty low, so for me it was about maintaining a maturity, and I was sort of just getting into the kind of strength that the simple strength. Some of the women in anime have that, where it's just like they stay in the background but they're still strong. But mostly it's men who have that. So I had to do a little bit of soul searching to find it, but now it comes really easily.
And,
I'm adult.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Team 4 Stars work on Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Gohan's voice?
I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard it?
No.
You should for it here.
I should.
All right. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I know Fairytale Dragon Cry comes out in theaters mid-August. Do you have any idea of when it's going to be available to stream or purchase through Funimation?
I don't know. And actually, if you keep up with the tweets on Funimation, you'll find out just as soon as I find out. Because that changes daily, so.
Okay, this is more like a request, because I was thinking about it. Is it possible if you can make an argument between Erza and Luffy?
A skit?
Both their voice.
Oh, hey! I really like that outfit. You could just switch outfits whenever you want.
Yes, it's my power. It's what we do in the guild.
Like, you can all do that?
No, I didn't. It's not. It's a thing that I can do, and I don't do it for fun. If this is for battle.
Well, I think you should totally do it for fun. I saw you be a strawberry once. Could you be a blueberry?
I'm not going to be a blueberry.
Can you be a watermelon?
I'm not going to be a watermelon.
I think you make a great watermelon.
Are you calling me fat? And now no more skits.
Somebody request another one.
Seeing as how many times Dragon Ball characters pass out powering up, have you ever passed out when you were powering up?
I've gotten lightheaded when I was doing one of the Luffy screams, but I actually find Luffy to be harder than Gohan in terms of like vocal strain and that sort of like extended yell that makes you want to pass out. But I do know that, you know, Eric and Sean and several of them have passed out.
Vegeta must be crazy.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
sure.
He has a really deep voice.
He does, and he also plays like 12 characters, so he records a lot for Dragon Ball all at the same time because he's really lazy, and so he doesn't get it done until the last 10 days. But yeah, my Luffy's harder, and I have almost passed out, but not quite.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello again. One question and one request. Which one do you want first?
Oh, let's do the question first.
Okay, so the question is, do you ever go to like a drive-through or call pizza and just decide, I'm bored, I'm gonna order as Luffy today, or I'm bored, Erza's ordering pizza, you know, something like
I
that.
never do. I know several people who treat telemarketers to avoid it. Monica Rial, for instance, will pretend to be a little girl and say, "My mommy's not here right now," just to get out of the conversation. I have driven through a Sonic and liked the voice on the other end so much that I called him in for an audition.
Okay, wow. The request's easy. I just want another Gum Gum Kamehameha, but so that I can get it on Snapchat. If anybody didn't get it on their phone, now's the great time. Pull up their phone, get Snapchat, get it all up, so we can not make her do it again. So, all right, whenever you're ready.
Everybody ready?
Wait. Just kidding. Wait. Everybody wait. Give us like a 1, 2, 3 or something.
Yeah, I need beeps. Somebody beep for me. Gum Gum
How awesome is it that Dragon Cry is actually coming out in theaters?
Very awesome! I love it when we do that.
Doesn't happen very often though, does it?
It doesn't. Well, I mean, for the big shows, One Piece and stuff like that, it'll get. But Steins Gate movie didn't get one, and I wanted it too. So it's nice that this is.
Are you gonna go see it?
I'm sure I will. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I also have a question and a request. I'll do the question first.
Okay.
How do you feel about Fairytale Ending?
Oh, I'm so sad. I mean, I know we've got some time to catch up before we're done, so it's not like it's ending for us right now, but okay. On one hand, I'm excited that I'm going to know what happens, so that's going to be good. On the other hand, I feel like there's a lot to wrap up, and I feel like it can't get done quite the way I would rather, so I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, and my request is, can you say like your favorite Erza line?
That's hard.
Or just
She
like
doesn't have,
yelling
she's
at
not very
Natsu and
quippy.
Gray.
Yeah, what I mostly say is, Natsu, Gray, stop fighting, and Gray, put on some clothes!
Thank you.
So, I just want to thank you for one of your less rules of Rachel in case of
Aw,
I know
she
no
was
one
one of
ever
my
gets that.
first.
It was my first anime ever, and it really got me into
It was one of my first too.
I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you. She was so sweet. She always wanted to go get the police.
Hey, I was just wondering how Funimation handles the translations from Japanese to English, because
Yeah.
just specifically Erza in Japanese is pronounced Erza in English. I was wondering where the
Right. So it's a little bit different for each property, and I think, in my opinion, Funimation handles it the best in the industry. So what we do is we get the materials from Japan. So we get the video and we get the audio, and then it goes to our in-house translations department, and they are great. And most of them have lived in Japan or are Japanese, and they translate it, but they also translate it in kind of a colloquial way. Like if something has an idiom, they'll give us a sort of similar idiom so that we know what direction to take it. If something references the red string of fate, they explain out to the side what the red string of fate is so that if people didn't know, they now know. So they get really detailed in the translations. And then when it comes to actual recording with the names, we have several different ways to do it. You can either be requested to Americanize it so that it is more available to a mass market, because we're intending to put it on TV and we need to not chase away people who are not hardcore anime fans. And you guys should like that, because it means that we get to buy more product. If we are making more money, we get to buy more product, you get to see more anime, that's good. If we've decided that it is mostly for a hardcore anime fan, then we'll try to be as faithful as possible, and that's where you get those tapped R's and the slightly more faithful pronunciations. And in those instances, what I like to do is I go and I pull the translator in. Her name's Sarah, she's awesome. And I have her get in the booth and I say, this is the list of names, you say them. And she says them, and I have her say them twice, once in complete Japanese and once in slightly Americanized so that my American voice actors can say it, but still tapping the R. So there are ways to go around it. With My Hero, I decided to go slightly mass market in that there are no tapped R's, and there are no syllables that are hit evenly. We always have one kind of preferred stressed syllable, which is the way that an American voice actor can more easily say a name. And that'll just keep it more consistent all the way through. But I am making sure that we're stressing the right syllable each time. Like Izuku, I wanted to say Izuku, because I feel like most Japanese names, we stress the first, and she corrected me and said, no, it's Izuku. Or like Ochako. I was going to say Ochako, and it's not. It's Ochako, as it turns out. How are we doing on time?
We about
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
10 minutes.
Hey, so back in the heyday of FMA, did you ship Roy and Reza?
Hardcore still do. They're totally married. She bosses them around all the time.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello.
I believe the voice actor for Kachan is Clifford Chapman.
Clifford Chapman.
How hard is it for him to do Kachan? Like I can only.
It hurts, and I laugh at him a lot. Yeah, he talks about it, and he definitely feels it. He knows that he can't record anything else when he's done. He knows he can't record more than 2 hours at a time, or it'll be too scratchy. I've pulled the plug a couple of times when it's like, okay, you can't do this anymore. You sound like crap now. Get out. I think that some of the actors feel slightly like they can't complain when they come into my booth and they have to yell because I'm Luffy and I will laugh at you and make you do it again.
Rightly so.
This is another request.
Oh gosh, okay.
Sorry.
No more skits.
Partially.
No more skits.
Don't worry.
I will kick you out.
No, I was wondering if you could do what's called Erza's voice for this one. And just tell us how delicious is strawberry cake?
It's pretty delicious. Do you have any strawberry cake? Go get some.
Hi, Ian.
Hi.
Also, no requests. You're free for this time. So you're in Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Fairytale. How is it being in 3 of the longest, most popular shows, probably in anime, and also being not just like throwaway characters, being actual like important characters that have like amazing moments?
Makes me really mad about not Naruto and Bleach. Like I could have hit the trifecta.
The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, and I didn't. Yeah.
And my second question is, in general, what's like a favorite line that you've like ever recorded for like any anime or like anything?
How many kids are in here? Where are the kids? Earmuffs? Can you give me some earmuffs for him? All right, it's not too bad.
She blew him a kiss. That's like the best thing a girl can blow.
My face.
Wait, what show is that? I now want to really watch it.
That was Shin-chan.
Alright.
Maso and Shin-chan.
Alright, we have about 9 more minutes. For anybody who's come in a little late, if you have any more questions, you can stand up right here and
Or we can all troop down to my
yeah,
signing.
she also has a signing too.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go in Florida?
I went to Florida State. Yeah. Gator in the house.
Tiny question.
Yeah.
Do you have like any opinions on what do you think Luffy's awakening will be?
Like what the next step is gonna be, or what
Like,
the One Piece is?
What his awakening, like Devil Fruit awakening, will be?
Basically, it's like a second Devil Fruit power.
Yeah.
I don't know this. How do I not know this? I get spoilers from fans all the time. I don't read the manga, and we're
it's
not
in
there.
Manga. It's like referenced really early, like all the way back to like.
What are you talking about?
So yeah.
Wait, so like.
They can get like a second ability after they train it for a certain amount of time.
So like how Crocodile can dry things, that was his awakening.
I have never heard that, and I've been doing this for years. How has nobody ever said that to me? Did I say it when I was in the show? Like, did Luffy talk about it?
No, people talked about it to Luffy. They'll like reference
they probably
it, like,
haven't recorded
it's
yet.
It's like really offhand comments, like, "Oh, you haven't gotten your awakening yet. Oh, that's sad."
What do you
and
think
then, like,
it's
it's like
gonna be?
super powerful people just like, "Hey, oh."
Probably stop talking now, dude.
Well, I just got the hockey, so we're exploring that at the moment. Now I'm curious. I don't know. What's the opposite of expanding? Can I just like get really tiny?
No, it would be something similar to like. My guess is that he'll be able to change his form.
Oh, so
like
like-
literally become rubber things, like just have his whole body.
Right, like
change
I'm
into
a
things.
hammer now.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. I like it.
weirdest like fan encounter you've ever experienced?
It's always weird when people ask for a signature under the stall in the bathroom. For the record, not okay. Or just asking to sign a condom or something. Just don't. The body parts are bad enough.
Were you aware the last chapter of Fairytale was released this past week?
Yes, yeah, that I do know. Yeah.
Cried.
Sad.
This is kind of a weird question, but in Fullmetal Alchemist, Riza Haka and Colonel Mustang were kind of like almost a thing, but then in
Almost a thing.
They
are.
It never really
Thing one,
explained whether
thing
they
two.
got married or not, but I'm saying, and in One Piece, he also voiced Ace. So is it weird that you went from being his love interest to his brother?
I would like to say yes, except that's kind of my life as a voice actor in animation. In every series, there's somebody who was my something who is now my something else. So it just, yeah, no. At this point, it is not weird. It is weird that he married Lust, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mustang married Lust. Funny. No, not Mustang married Lust. The voice actors are married. Or you could look at it as Mustang married Kid Trunks.
No, Mustang married Shin-chan. And Boku no Hero Academia, what was your most favorite fight there?
Oh, my favorite fight in Hero Academia so far.
So far.
I really liked All Might versus Nomu. I really liked Katsuki and Izuku. You know what? Watch this week. It's this one. It's this latest one.
Time for about a couple more questions. Anybody?
Read, watch TV, play with my kid. I am a really good play with my kidder. You should see it. It's awesome. Yeah, mamaing takes up a lot of my time, so I'm just gonna say read because that's what I do in between sessions when I have time.
All right, we can do one more question. Anybody?
You pick.
Okay.
I can't be seen to play favorites.
What character would you like to voice? Not that anyone did bad.
She-Ra! I want to be She-Ra. I want them to redo it. I want the whole Masters of the Universe thing to happen again, and I want to be She-Ra.
We do the wrestling. Yeah, we do.
Do you really?
I do Skeletor. And we have a guy who does our voice. Like it's a whole production. We have all Masters of the Universe. Like
That'd be awesome. I would love to be She-Ra. I'd be a good She-Ra. All right.
All right.
All right.
Where's your table?
I don't know yet. I haven't been here. So we can all find it together.
Sure.